So, start. Hare Krishna. I don't know what happened, why it got interrupted like that. The paid version only it says. Okay, anyway, here are the shorts to parents. You are all able to see now?
Yes, Mataji.
Very good. Krishna Priya, Vishnu Priya, will you read this sloka 4 and 5 together?
Yes, Mataji. बुद्धिर्ज्ञानमसम्मोहः क्षमा सत्यं दमः शमः सुखं दुःखं भवो भावो भयं चाभयमेव च अहिंसा सत्य समता तुष्टे तपोदानं यशो यशः भवन्ति भावभूतानां एव पृथग्विधाः. Translation: Intelligence, knowledge, freedom from doubt and delusion, forgiveness, truthfulness, control of the senses, control of the mind, happiness and distress, birth, death, fear, fearlessness, non-violence, equanimity, satisfaction, austerity, charity, fame and infamy, all these various qualities of living beings are created by me only. Me.
Okay, here the meaning says, the meaning is intelligent knowledge, freedom from doubt and delusion, forgiveness, truthfulness, control of senses, control of mind, happiness and distress, birth, death, fear, fearlessness, non-violence, equanimity, satisfaction, austerity, charity, frame and infirmity. All these various qualities of living beings are created by me alone. So till now he has been telling that the bhakti and that he is the source of everything, and that so he has no beginning or end. Now he is also telling where all the qualities are coming. He talked that the rishis and demigods and maharshis, they also does not know him, and now he is telling where does this knowing and unknowing come from. So he says even the qualities of these rishis and maharshis, they are also from him only. So some of the qualities, all these mean like directly he may not do, but he is doing it through Brahma. And who is Brahma? Brahma is also a creation of Krishna only, both good and bad. Here, everything, all the good, here everything is created by him only. That means the good is created by him, the bad is created by him to fulfill the tendencies of all the like what is Krishna doing? He is only fulfilling our desires. So somebody wants to be bad. So and he has accumulated so much of positive punyam, which is because of which he is using it to have a bad karma. Krishna sanctions that also. Whatever we want, Krishna sanctions. That's how all the bad in the world is happening. So it is the desires of us which have to be we have to be very careful. Innocently we do something, and out of ignorance knowingly we do something. Like we know something, we do innocently, some we do without knowing. So we have to be very careful in desiring. Like we, lot of us think eating non-vegetarian, nothing wrong in it, because my parents are eating, my grandparents are eating, I am also eating. Can we do it? Now that we have come into Krishna consciousness, we should know that out of ignorance our parents are eating and we are not supposed to eat. So we should stop eating all those things. Why? Because we are all desiring to get the blessing of Krishna, and we have to do only what Krishna has asked us to do. Krishna has asked us to do, has said very clear. He said, don't do the don't never go against the four regulative principles. So one of that in that is ahimsa. Ahimsa means here he is talking about ahimsa also. So we have to understand that ahimsa means it is having a causing harm to others. It is not harm in the sense, sometimes it can be killing an animal, sometimes it can be hurting people. All those things come under ahimsa. So we have to be very careful in here, because Krishna is telling that good is coming from me, bad is also coming from me. When good and bad are coming from him, why is Krishna giving us bad? Krishna is giving us bad because we are desiring to be bad. So we have to be very careful in having our desires. So our desire should be only one thing. We have to follow what Krishna has asked us to do. So here we have to be very careful that we should not do the four. We should be very clear in following the four regulative principles. We all know what the four regulative principles are. One is ahimsa, means non-violence. That means don't hurt others. And mean whatever Krishna has sanctioned us, we should take that too. We should take it as prasadam, not at the cost of others. In fact, while talking about non-violence, about ahimsa, we even talked about the negative. Forget about Krishna, forget about punyam, forget about papam. But we also talked about the negativity of eating a bad thing. Like, okay, forget about taking next birth also. Even in this birth, we have talked about the wrong thing, that is what is happening. See, it is scientifically we have proved that whatever Krishna tells today, the scientists are proving that it is bad. But Krishna has simply told us, so we don't understand the seriousness of it. Our elders have simply told us. Like here, what our scientists have found out is that when there is some anger in us, when there is an anger in us, what happens is when we have some anger, or when we are worried about something, when we develop some very bad tensions, what happens is, and then in that mood, suppose we split somewhere, and an ant or something comes and eats that split, immediately it dies. Why? Because when we are fearful, there will be some negative hormones. When we are angry, when we are fearful, when we are revengeful, those things develop in us. And when those things develop in us, when the ants or something eat that, what happens is the poison goes into the other animals. When they go into it, they die. It causes harm to them. So similarly, when we are killing animals, what happens is the negative energy. That mean, like when somebody is trying to beat us itself, we get so fearful. We try to save ourselves, and what kind of tension we undergo. So when a goat or a chicken, when it knows that somebody is killing it, what kind of trauma it undergoes? Should we cause such kind of a trauma to another animal just to fulfill our tongue for 2 minutes? It said, my mother used to say, the moment something crosses nalika dadite narakam. That means the moment something crosses our mouth and goes inside, it is going into hell. It is going to cause us hell. That means anything which is tempting for the tongue, once it goes inside into the stomach, it will cause harm to the body. So similarly, when this lot of negative hormones are generated in animals, and when we kill them, what happens is all those negative hormones are there in that body, and we are eating that negative hormones. That is why, and what happens, all those negative, that fear, that sometimes there can be fear, sometimes they will have that revenge. This fellow is killing me to eat me, and anger will come. That anger will go into our body, and we also develop that tendency. So that kind of a thing will happen. So whatever, and that is ahimsa. And then is one other thing, alcohol. Alcohol is what we should not take. Why? Because the moment we drink alcohol, forget about spoiling our health. What happens is our mind also gets spoiled. When our mind, control is lost. When our control is lost, we are all tempted to do something bad. Whatever bad, the control is lost. Similarly, gambling. Gambling also, what happens is, that is not the right way of earning money. The moment we get into a wrong way of doing something, we try to, the shortcut ways, we try to do all wrong things. So the moment we get into that wrong thought, wrong way, shortcut ways, we tend to do wrong things. So that is again papa. Similarly, having wrong relations also. See how beautiful the families are with one father, one mother, one brother, one sister, rather than a lot of confusion. So all these are very important things to be followed. When we follow, see, Krishna is giving us all this. So we have to be very clear that here we have to be very clear that this intelligence, knowledge, freedom from doubt, delusion, forgiveness, truthfulness, control of senses. This control of senses is the most important thing. See, only that moment, how do we control something? We want to watch a movie. I don't, and that is a bad movie which I am not supposed to watch. Or I have already watched the movie because your children, I don't say don't watch the movies. You can watch the movie, but not number of times. What we should do, we should develop, we should do something which will be more interesting than the movie. Then automatically the taste for the movie goes. That is where the control of senses, the control of mind comes. Happiness, distress, birth, death, fear, fearlessness, non-violence, all these things are created by Krishna only. Why he has created bad? He is only to fulfill. Why are we here in this material world? We are in this material world. Why should Krishna send us to this material world? If you understand that, we'll understand why Krishna has created bad also. Actually, Krishna wanted all of us to be in Goloka only. Very intelligently, we thought we are also as great as Krishna, and so let us enjoy. So we wanted to come. The way children want parents to go out of the house so that they can enjoy, or go out and enjoy, because in the house parents are there. We also wanted to go away from Krishna Goloka and have something else of our own and then enjoy. So that is a bad thought what came. So Krishna said, okay, these are my children, they want to enjoy, let them enjoy, and he has sent us. Similarly, Krishna allows us to have satisfaction from bad things also. But we have got the knowledge of Krishna. We, being a Krishna conscious person, we know what is good, what is bad. So knowing that, we should control our mind. We should develop, never also try to control your mind, develop better taste. Automatically the bad thoughts will go away from our mind. So all these are, Krishna here only is saying that everything is created by me. So we have to understand the greatness of Krishna. Okay. Next. Rohan, you will read this 6.
Hare Krishna Mataji Dandavat Pranam. Maharshaya Sapta Purve Chatvar Manavastata Madbhava Manasadhyata Ye Samloka Imam Prajaha. Translation. The 7 great sages, and before them the 4 great sages, and the Manus, progenitors of mankind, come from me, born from my mind, and all the living beings populating the various planets descend from them. Hare Krishna Mataji Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna. The 7 great sages, who has come from Brahma. Brahma has come from the navel of Vishnu. So Vishnu is an expansion of Krishna, and so the 7 sages came from them, and the 4 sages, Manus, from whom all the population, all these living creatures have come, are come indirectly. It is from Krishna, because these are from those, and they are from Brahma, and Brahma is from Vishnu. So it is indirectly from Krishna only, born from my mind, because Krishna wanted, okay, let this Brahma come, let this Vishnu come, from Vishnu let Brahma come, from them let this come, let this come, let the population come. That is a thought. That is a thought. That means it has come from the mind of Krishna. All the living beings populating the various planets descend from them. From them they are coming, because they are, that is a desire of Krishna, and indirectly that is our desire. Okay, 7. We'll read. Vishnu Priya. Hare Krishna. Vishnu Priya, will you read? Okay. Rohan, read.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dandavad Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Etam vibhutiham yogam cha mama yo veti tattvataha so vikalpane yogena yujyate natra samsayaha. Translation: one who is faculty convinced of this opulence and mystic power of mind engages in unalloyed devotion service of this there is no doubt. Hare Krishna Mataji. Dhanavad Pranam. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. One who is factually convinced of this opulence, who is really convinced of this opulence and mystic power of mind, the great power of Krishna, engages in unalloyed devotional service. Unalloyed means single pointed devotion. That means there is no this or that or that. That is devotion, that kind of a devotional service. Of this, there is no doubt. So, only when we are convinced about the greatness of Krishna, then only we will have undiverted, pure the bhakti on Krishna. So, first thing is we have to be convinced about Krishna. Only when we are convinced, why do we hear to our parents? Because we know, we are convinced that our parents tell everything only for our good. So that is the reason why we hear to them. So similarly, when we know the greatness of Krishna, we will start doing bhakti to him. And just why is Krishna talking about himself? Krishna is not talking about himself to boast about himself. Why Krishna is talking about himself is to make us, for our benefit, for us to develop faith on him and hence develop bhakti on him. The highest, greatest thing, the highest opulence what we can do is performing bhakti. Krishna is at one point says, whatever I say, whatever I am saying about my glimpse, that means about Krishna's glimpse, he is talking, I am this, I am this, I am that great, I am that great. He says, whatever I am saying about me is just glimpse. Glimpse means just putting our eye like this. So what we can see by opening like this, just compare what we can see opening by our eyes like this, and just like that, if you do, what we can see. So Krishna says, whatever I am talking is so small, I have so much of greatness. This is the only feel, the presence of so the moment we develop this bhakti, what will happen is the feeling will come. We can't, that Krishna is everywhere around us. Only a bhakta can have this feeling. See, why will we stop doing mistakes? So normally we have the habit of closing the curtain and say God is not seeing. But what is the use? The moment we develop bhakti, then we will know that Krishna is there and he is seeing everything. If only we understand how great he is, one will develop love and devotion towards him. So we have to develop love on Krishna. When we understand Krishna's greatness, we understand his sweetness also. That means we know he's so great, in spite of which, for all the mistakes, whatever we are doing, he is excusing us. So he's so sweet. Somebody who will excuse us, only a very kind-hearted father can excuse us. So when Krishna is excuses, that means Krishna is very great. Till the 7th sloka, this sloka, till the 7th sloka, Krishna has described to know about him. But only then we can do bhakti. Only a bhakti, and also he is very clearly saying that only a bhakta can understand him, and he is the source of everything, and he is the origin. And he says even the origin of the demigods is Krishna only. So surrender to Krishna, which is the easy way to know him. So this is what. And the next 4 slokas are the most important slokas. They are called Chatur Slokena Bhagavad Gita. So in this he is going to talk about the nature of bhakti, how a bhakti should be, how a devotee should be, and how Krishna would reveal himself. So here he is going to talk about the glory of bhakti, bhakta, and Bhagavan. He is going to talk about these three things: Bhakti, Bhakta, and Bhagavan. Okay. So the next sloka, 8. So, yeah, Sagana, will you read? Yeah, this is a very interesting. All these slokas, all of you know. 8.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, please.
Etam vibhutim yogam cha.
No. Aham sarvasya. Oh, what one? 7th one, no? Sorry. Here. What one? Which one are we doing? 8, 8, 9, 10. 8th one you have to read. Sorry, I didn't move. Okay. 8.
Yes.
Sorry.
Fine. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matam sarva pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. Translation: I'm the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly knows this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. Hare Krishna.
This sloka, a very famous sloka, Aham Sarvasya Prabho Mattah Sarvam Pravartate. So he is explaining everything undoubtedly. This sloka, all of you must be knowing by heart. Iti Mattah Bhajante Mam Buddha Bhava Samanvitaha. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. We should not think that only this material world Krishna knows. Even the spiritual world, he is the source. Everything emanates from me, from Krishna. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. That is the most important thing. Only the wise people, the intelligent people can understand this. Bhava samanvitaha. Devotees worship Bhava samanvitaha. Bhavam is what is very important here. Devotees worship with the bhava. That means with the feel, with the love, not as an obligation. If I don't do puja today, Krishna might get angry or God might get angry. Let me do it. Not that is not the feeling. See, the way if a son does not eat, how the mother does not feed the son or the daughter for the happiness of the child. I mean, she does it for the happiness of the child. She does not do it because somebody will come and blame her, saying that why you have not given the food to them. No, she does it for the happiness of the child. Similarly, that happiness is what is transferred into her. Once the child is happy, she is also very happy. So that way, here also, we have to do it with that feeling that Krishna will become happy if I do this. Only for the happiness of Krishna, only for that bhavam we should do. A learned person only can understand this. And the same is mentioned in all scriptures. I mean, it is written there. It is not that only a learned person can understand. Further, Krishna explains who can understand this. Here we know that Narayana or the Vishnu is the source of all the material creation, whereas and Narayana is also an expansion of Krishna only. Only a Krishna conscious person will not get carried away, but about the fool's understanding. There will be a lot of wrong understanding that Krishna is not the origin. There will be some other god, some other god, some other god. All the fools will start thinking like that. But a Krishna conscious person should never get believed or carried away by that. Okay. Sloka 7. Rohan, will you read? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dandavat pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Matsicha madgata pranam. Bodhayatana parasparam pratayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. Translation: the thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are fully devoted in my service, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conserving about me. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
The thought of my pure devotee dwell in me. That means the thoughts of pure devotee is always on Krishna. Like a mother's thought is always on the child, even in the sleep. She suddenly gets up and say, "Oh, is the baby sleeping? Yes." Did the baby spoil the bed? No. Is the baby comfortable? Is the blanket covered properly? That's how she verifies everything and again sleeps. That way, even in the sleeps, a mother thinks about the baby. So even the thoughts of a pure devotee should depend on Krishna only. Their services are fully devoted. Their services are fully in devotional services of Krishna. Their lives are fully in services of Krishna, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing with me. They don't do it as a burden. Oh, again, next morning I have to do chanting, I have to do puja, I have to do prasadam to Krishna. They don't do it with that consciousness. They get lot of satisfaction. Very good. Today, every day I serve only, I offer only 2 varieties to Krishna. Today I could offer 3 varieties. That is a satisfaction. That is the happiness we get. And they enlighten one another and conversing about me. That means here this is what is very, very important for us. So here Krishna is explaining about the symptoms of a pure devotee. Symptoms of a pure devotee is very eager to discuss about Krishna Kada with others. See, normally when two of us meet, what we do? We gossip, saying what is that, what is this, that movie, this politics, depending on our age and our mindset. But a pure devotee does not do. We have many times we have studied that how to become devotee is with the association of another devotee. In English, there is a saying, tell me who your friends are, I'll tell you who you are. Again, this meeting is going off. I don't know what is happening. Okay. So I'll finish it off in 10 minutes. So what is happening is, we are living in the commune. Sorry. Concentration. The symptoms of pure devotee, they say, they enlighten each other with Krishna. So what we are told is the best way to become a Krishna devotee is associate yourself with the devotion of Krishna. So because the same story, different people will have different understandings. So it is very important that we associate with Krishna. We should never think that, okay, we have talked once, let us finish it off. No, we should always talk about Krishna, because so what happens is, one says we should not feel envious of others. Somebody says, I'm doing 16. When I'm not doing 16, I should not become envy of him. I should develop a sportive spirit. What is a sportive spirit? Appreciate the other's quality and you try to develop that. If it is a normal enviousness, we think I'm not doing 16 rounds. Even he should not do. That kind of a thought we'll have. That is not the right. We have to take the good in them and doing it. That is the right quality of a Krishna conscious person. Not as a sadhana. We should not do it as if we have to practice. Otherwise, Krishna will get angry. We should not do it that way. We should do it as a lifestyle. That is our lifestyle. So doing chanting is our lifestyle. Daily reading Bhagavad Gita is our lifestyle. Spending time talking to friends. When we talk to our friends, we should not gossip. Talk about Krishna, at least 1 line, 2 lines. What will happen is one day they will also become Krishna consciousness. So that is very important. Here he says, always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. What is this? When we remember Krishna, we don't forget him. That means you should always keep talking about Krishna. That means he should always be in our mind. When what do we talk? We talk about what we like. So see, it is like this. Suppose somebody comes and starts praising me. I'm very happy. So I don't mind listening to it for half an hour also. But somebody is praising their own person. How long is this person going to do, and how much headache I'm going to get? That is how we think. But if they love Krishna and if I love Krishna, what happens is we are talking about a person who it is a common interest. So he gives different points about Krishna. I know different points about Krishna. So when I'm learning new points about a person whom I know, I will love more, I will enjoy more. And so it is very important that a devotee, keeping ourselves in devotees association, joining this class, it is like this. It is not that we are learning something great about Bhagavad Gita, but we are trying to associate with some devotees. So that is very important. So how will we do this? How will we know more about Krishna? Only by hearing. Then our thoughts are on Krishna. Hearing means not just hearing once, reading Bhagavad Gita, that book, that time to listen, and then forget it. We'll very soon forget. So we should keep on doing, remembering, talking. First remembrance will come, first knowledge will come from Sravanam. Then we have to chanting, that is Smaranam, repeating whatever we learn. So it is a circle. Sravanam, Smaranam, Smaranam, here talk. That way we should always, our mind should always be on Krishna. So the bhakti, one devotee will start, one day if you start doing it, we plant a seed in the mind of other devotee, other person. So slowly that seed, if not today, someday, the seed will go into a big tree, and even the second person will become a great bhakta. The food and water, what is required for the plant to grow is Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So we should tell them the importance of the Mahamantra, that every day we should chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We should keep telling them. So the tree starts growing, and then it penetrates. The tree will take us from this Bhuloka to, it will take the upper planets, and the tree will take us to all the way right to the Goloka. And so that's where we can reach Krishna. Step by step, we can keep going there. And real devotees, when we know a lot of devotees doing tapasya, lot of demon doing tapasya, when a demigod comes, they will say, I don't want to die, I want to kill that fellow, I want to kill this fellow. But a real devotee, when Krishna comes and asks, what do you want? He doesn't even ask for Krishna. He says, I want to associate with your devotees. Why he wants to associate with his devotees is because that's how he will upgrade himself. A devotee will have lotus feet of Krishna in his heart. So the dust of lotus feet of Krishna will come out of the mouth of the devotee, and then it will fall on us. Then it goes into our heart, and then that is where the seed is planted, and then the lotus feet develops here also. And one day there is a chance that we become a bhakta. So it is very important to talk about Krishna, not listen and forget. Whatever we listen, we have to talk. We have to preach. Prabhupada says, each one make one bhakta. So with Prabhupada's grace, with Krishna's grace, we have become little bhaktas. So our minimum, our first responsibility is to make one more person a bhakta. That is very important. Okay, next. Yeah, who will read? Who has read? Sagana?
Rohan can bring Mother.
Yeah, Rohan, read.
तेषां सततयुक्तानां भजतं प्रीतिपूर्वकं ददामि बुद्धियोगं तं येन मामुपयान्ति ते translation. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna. This is very simple. To those who constantly devoted in serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. So we are in the beginning we discussed that it is not easy to go to Krishna. We can never understand him. What we understand is only a glimpse. So here Krishna is telling those who constantly devoted in serving me. So we are always thinking about him, always serving him. What happens is the association becomes strong. See, how will we know about others? You know a lot about your brother because day in and day out you are living with him. That way, if we start living with Krishna, we will have more understanding on Krishna. And so the moment we have more understanding with Krishna, see, our mother says something, we don't get angry. Why? Because we know our mother. We have a lot of understanding our mother. We know that because she loves us, she is doing it. That way, when we understand Krishna, we go closer to them as we go closer to our parents. So that is how it happens. So here, till now, Krishna talked about the association with bhaktas. So here he is telling that only with practice we will get the perfection. One should continuous practice. Okay, I have done 16 rounds of chanting for 3 years. Enough. Now, after doing chanting for 3 years, I have taken initiation. Now I am an initiated devotee. Finish. Enough. I cannot say. Daily, the way yesterday I ate, today I am hungry. Today I eat, tomorrow I am again hungry. That way, devotion is a continuous process. You cannot say, I have done enough. Like you passed your 10th class, enough. You can keep your 10th class books your side. But a devotional service is not like that. It's a continuous process. It can be, if you do properly, from here you might go to Goloka. But there also what you have to do is only devotional service. What are we doing in Goloka? Devotional service. But with a different mood. So like that here also. So we have to you have to keep practicing. Only one more minute. Let us finish. Don't know what happened to this. 11th. If it closes, we'll stop there. We are in the last. Yeah.
Mataji, can teach it?
Yeah. Let Sagana read it.
Okay, Mataji.
Yeah. Last.
Yes, Mataji. तेषामेवानुकम्पार्थम् अहम् अज्ञानजं तमः नाशयासि आत्मभावस्तो ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वतः. Translated, to show them special mercy, I, dwelling in their hearts, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. To show the special